I mean, my response to it is like, I'm appreciative of all the kind words everyone says and the encouragement. I'm very appreciative of that. It's a thing I've been going through now for 3 years. I've had it pretty managed now, but I mean, it's just glad to hear the encore support from all the fans and stuff. It's encouraging, you know.
Have you managed to put any weight back on during?
Yeah, I have. I put at least 10, 11 pounds back on. I mean, with the food we get, the managing my reps and stuff in practice, I think it's a good plan. It's going to get me back to the weight I need to be at.
So what are you, about 270-ish now?
About 268-ish, but it's no big deal. I can still do my thing, so there's no worries.
What is your daily diet like? I mean, because most people would just eat a bunch of food, which I assume you can't do with the issue.
Well, I mean, I have a carb limitation. I have sugar limitation. I mean, I have a strict regimen of things I have to eat. My food gets monitored, carbs, all that stuff. So, I mean, I just eat whatever they allow me to eat, but at the same time, I've got a lot of control over what I do.
What's the primary, like, in your situation, what's the primary weight gaining food? What's the best thing for you that's safest for you?
Well, it's not one thing, but it's definitely the snacks you have. The snacks you have to be higher in fats, maybe some peanuts or cashews, something like that. Yogurts are good, you know, stuff like that. But it's the only thing that can set your carbs off too much or too low. That's why I have to adjust my insulin for is the carbohydrates and sugars. So.
How low were you at the end of last season after playing a whole year?
I played the bowl game at 266.
Okay.
So I played this way before. Yeah. Last year I was at 275. I'm not really that concerned about it. I know everybody else is concerned about it, but I'm not that concerned about it. I was able to do my job last year, and I'll do it again this year.
I would say probably most people's concern or reaction is there aren't a lot of 260-pound guards in the SEC.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't plan to be one. I like to be about 275, 280. That would be helpful. But if it came down to it, I'm perfectly fine doing O-line at 265, 270. It's no big deal.
Have you moved around some too in this camp? I know Schlarman said you could basically play anywhere on the line if the weight or anything became an issue.
Well, Coach Schlarman just lets me play wherever I want at this point. Yeah. It's kind of like, hey, Coach, can I go in the right guard? He's like, yeah, sure. Can I go at center? Okay. Can I go at left tackle? Okay, Nick, maybe. You know, it's one of those things. So he definitely gives me the freedom to do a lot of different positions. And I mean, as long as I produce, he has not a problem with it.
Is center a spot that you are particularly focused on? Because it seems like at the next level that might be something you could especially do.
I mean, it's good to have that down. I mean, I know our whole offense and stuff, so if it came down to playing center, I could for sure do it. I like guard. Guard's fun. You get to pull a lot more and hit people, but it's fun playing either one. I would do for sure when they let me do.
Weight becomes a lot less of an issue at center, right?
I mean, people say that, but when you have an odd front with a zero technique, that's a guy who only is will be 340, 330. So, I mean, there's a lot of solo blocks in there, too. So, you definitely need your weight at both positions, but you can get away with it more at center when you play an even front team. That's what they're talking about.
How much has the depth been able to help you kind of rotate out a little bit more this camp?
Well, in camp, I mean, the depth is good because now I don't have to get as many reps as I had to do before because someone like George or Bunchy or something can even slide over and play guard again. So it's not as big of a deal right now during practice. So we have all the depth, but during the game, I would for sure want to play a lot.
How big has that been, though? Because when you were talking about trying to gain weight during camp, almost every other guy on this field is going to lose weight during camp. I mean, how important has it been that you mentally are far enough along that they know they can trust that you don't have to play 100 plays or whatever?
Well, I mean, it's repetition at that point, like you're saying. I mean, it's nice. It's reassuring to know that I don't have to go out there every day and put my body on the line and lose a lot of weight and water and all that stuff. So it's reassuring to know that George or somebody can step in there and do a good enough job that we're still successful. And then I only need, like, at this point, I told me, Cole, Kyle, all those guys, we just need a week of game prep. We can play. I mean, I could play Saturday, tomorrow if I needed to. It's no big deal.
Nick, how does the locker room feel different this year with as many veterans as you all have in important spots?
We just feel, as a team, we feel more efficient. You know, we feel like a more disciplined team. I think with a lot of older guys, they just don't put up with the nonsense we might have a couple of years ago, and that's always good to see because it's about time we start acting like a business around here, and not like, I don't know, high school or something. So I like it.
What's the nonsense that's gone away? I mean, what are some of the things you don't see anymore?
I mean, you just don't see a lot of people complaining, a lot of people doing just a bunch of stuff that's negative for the team. You know, you see a lot of guys pulling together when they see somebody's head down, they pick them up. A couple years ago, that wasn't the case.